Let's Play Robotics Notes Lead. In the last episode, Kaito was busy playing playing Kill Ballad at the old airport while Akio continued to work on Gun Build 1. When Subaru Hidaka showed up and attempted to tempt Kaito with the prospect of participating in the first ever ROBO-ONE World Championships being held in Las Vegas next month. Kaito initially refused, but Subaru had a ploy of his own, which was to challenge Kaito to a bout of Kill Ballad. Well, a bout isn't really the right word here, because what Subaru ended up doing was fighting Kaito in multiple bouts until Kaito made an error of judgment and lost the match, thereby securing Subaru his win and the guarantee that Kaito will join him in the inaugural World Championships, much to Akio's dismay at the two of them abandoning ROBO-ONE Gun Build 1 yet again. We're back at Chura High. The next day, after school, I reluctantly get Akio to open the club room so that I can grab the honorary prez. Yeah, we need to get it to Subaru so that he can actually learn how it ticks.
種子島新さんをスバルはどうするつもりなのかな?
He'll probably give it back to us when he's finished with it, but he does need it to help modify M45.
俺に聞かないでよ。とにかく持ってこいって言われたんだ。
Of course, Kaito doesn't care in the slightest. Akio carries the honorary prez out of the club room. The reason that Subaru isn't doing it himself is one, he doesn't want to be seen at the Robotics Club, and two, he doesn't want to be seen at the Robotics Club because he fears that will give away his identity, and then his father will find out and all hell will break loose on the island. She stands it up on the lawn.
ハンガーまではカイが持ってってくれるかな? これ結構重くて。
それはいいけど、むき出しのまま持ってけって。東京に持ってった時はキャリーケースに入れてたじゃん。あれ使おうよ。
Yeah, we don't want it getting damaged.
ケースに入れるには手足をばらさないとだから。
Might have been convenient, but oh well.
カイが分解と組み立てをやってくれるなら別にいいけど。
はいはい。このまま持っていけばいいんでしょ?
Well, sorry, honorary prez. Just hope we don't break it before we get there. Well, surprisingly, Akio seems to be in much better spirits. For some reason, Akio seems happy as she walks ahead of me.
なんかいいことあったの?
じゃなくて、なんかカイがスバルの子分みたいで面白いんだもん。後輩の言うことを素直に聞いちゃうなんて可愛いね。
That's not a request that he can refuse on principle. What about the situation is even remotely cute?
好きで子分みたいな真似してるわけじゃないよ。
I bailed on all this immediately, but I lost an honorable match between men. I gotta keep my promise.
あえて
It's
言
your
う
own
な
damn
ら
fault.
格ゲーマーのプライドかな。
Yeah, well, your pride is what got you into this mess in the first place, so...
か
deal
っ
with
こいい
it.
こと言っちゃって。負けは負けでしょ?
I'm with you, Akio, on this one.
だからなんでそこでアキちゃんが嬉しそうなのさ。
だってつまりうちだって勝ちさえすればカイに何でも言うこと聞かせられるわけで。
Yeah, that'll definitely put her in a good mood.
たぎってきた。
Doesn't doesn't guarantee that you actually succeed, but it does give her hope.
たぎられてもね。アキちゃんって俺との対戦数はかなりこなしてるけど、前からずっとガチャプレイじゃん。
Button mashing. I've done that plenty of times. Fighting game terminology. A method of play consisting of a player repeatedly pressing buttons at random as well as moving the control stick around haphazardly. It is a style most often used by beginners, but is occasionally employed by advanced players in order to belittle their opponents.
進歩ないんだよね。せめてコンボぐらい覚えなきゃ。出ないと万に一つしか俺に勝てる可能性はないよ。
Yeah, I believe there's control mapping that should tell you what the combos are. I'm undefeated against Akihiro. Well, given the fact that you fell to Subaru, don't count on that streak lasting anytime soon.
ヘトッピですい
It'll
ま
last
せん
for a
ね。
while.
じゃあこういうのはどう？
But it won't last forever.
もうすぐ夏休みでしょ。そしたら朝も夜も関係なく勝負を挑むの。朝5時とかにカイの部屋に突撃して無理やり叩き起こしちゃうんだよ。寝起きでぼーっとしてるカイトならいい勝負になりそう。
そういう奇襲みたいなことしても無駄だから。俺が付き合わなくちゃそもそも勝負は始まらない。
だったら3日ぐらい徹夜でカイに休ませる暇を与えずに勝負し続けるっていうのは？
That's going a little too far. Also, you'd be inconveniencing yourself as well.
集中力絶対切れちゃうって。
俺だけじゃなくアキちゃんもね。それに俺眠くなったら寝るし。
Akio finally seems to realize that her plan was undercooked. She stops talking. The abandoned hotel stands in front of the old airport. Frau is currently its owner and only inhabited. I never really paid much attention to it, but I've had strange feelings since yesterday.
カイも気づいた？
Something's different about this.
何が？
監視カメラ。
For some reason, Akio lowers her voice as she points them out to me.
マジ？
うちも昨日気づいたの。正面に2台、あと裏口に1台。入り口の自動ドアとかはね、壊れたままっぽいのに、監視カメラだけ新品ですごく変な感じ。それと真新しいシールが貼ってあったよ。ゼコムって。
それってなんだっけ？
警備会社だよ。
はあ、なるほど。
Geez, Frau, isn't this a bit much? Yeah, those cameras are hers.
中に誰かいるのかな？
Yeah, Akio was never formally introduced to Frau Kujiro.
いるよ。ゴージロ・フラウ、キルバラの作者。
Well, I guess there's our introductions.
え？
Oh, a message.
メール、受信。
Yeah, she's noticed us. Jeez, he wants us to hunt cheaters on Kill Ballad. Considering the timing, I reflectively look up at the corner room on the 3rd floor. Kinda looks like the window just got shut. She was totally watching us. I mean, she can just watch us on the cameras, but I guess she's, I go back to checking the contents of the message.
チーター狩りね。
To be honest, I hate cheaters so much that I gladly help hunt them down if it meant getting rid of them. Although I do love the, appreciate the cheat-a-thon that Frau made. Especially because the KB leaderboards are totally rotten right now. This is just my speculation. I have no concrete evidence, just the gut feeling I get during matches, but the people ranked 3rd to 1st of all cheaters. What about number 4? Oh, that's Tangerina. Tangerina, yeah, but what were the first 3 people be? I mean, there's nothing. Well, we don't know whether or not they aren't cheaters, but if Frau is making moves to eliminate cheaters, I do love nothing more to help cleanse their leaderboards.
全員一にも近づくだろうし。
Yeah, that was your only reason for doing it. Frau Kajiro is a weirdo, so I don't really want to be friends. I do, however, still have interest in her as the creator of Kill Ballad because of course. I'll think on it for a bit, but I'll think on it for a bit. I close my Pokemon without replying.
ねえカイ、コージロフラウさんってこの前飛行機に乗り合わせてた女の子のことでしょ？
Oh, so you did notice, after all.
なんであんな廃墟に住んでるの？
You'll know when you meet her. Then you will understand.
俺に言われても知らないよ。
変人なのかな？
Yes.
変人だね。
そうなんだ。
When we reach the front of the hangar, Subaru is waiting, fully prepared. At his feet stands the hobby robot I fought in the grand finals, M45.
待った。
別に。それより、ここに来る途中で誰かに見られたりしませんでしたか？
なんで？
スバルってば映画の見過ぎなんじゃない？誰もあんたのことなんか気に留めたりしないって。
Yeah, that's not true, Akio. One person would care if they knew. One person would really care.
茶化さないでくれますか？こっちは真剣なんです。
そんなにプレイヤーですってバレたくないんだ。
People know. Person, yes.
いろいろ複雑な事情があるんですよ。
どんなスコールおごるから教えてよ。
I don't think it'll be bribed so easily.
部長のその無神経さは軽蔑に値しますね。他人のプライベートに何の迷いもなく踏み込んでこないでもらえますか？
Subaru's sharp words hit Akio right where it hurts. She looks as if she's about to faint in agony on the spot. I'll just leave her be.
名誉部長持ってきたけど。
Indeed we have. stand it up next to M45, and before anyone asks, yes, I did see the flood of tips on the screen just a moment ago, but some of those ones were clearly not from, well, they were clearly out of place. The champion machine from this year's ROBO-ONE and its runner-up, two great rivals standing in a rural abandoned airport.
やっぱりそっちはでかいね。
Indeed it is. I didn't notice it back at ROBO-ONE, but now that I'm in an ordinary scene like this, I can get a much better feel for its size.
でも見た目が美しくないよ。
That's because it's both for practicality and lethality. Akio grumbles from a position lying on the ground. She's like a child throwing a tantrum.
どういうことです？
かっちょいい側をつけたらって話。むき出しでかわいそうなんだもん。
そんな無駄なものをつけるつもりはありません。
ああ、そうですか。
そんなことより部長、種子島新さんのプログラム見せてもらってもいいですか？
Akio pops up.
うちらのプログラムを参考にしたいの？どうしよっかな。これはロボ部員が代々築き上げてきた汗と涙の結晶だしな。
I think I can see what Akio is trying to do.
まあでもスバルもロボ部員になったことだし、しょうがないから特別に見せてあげよう。部員になってよかったね。
She's puffing out her chest proudly for some reason. But this is nothing for you to brag about, Akio. Most of Honorary Prez's current programming was written by Frau in a single day based on the KB system. Subaru connects a cord from his Pokécom to the Honorary Prez.
スバル君ってさ、プログラムもわかる人？
ある程度は。ホビーロボを作る上ではプログラムも組めなきゃ話になりませんよ。
Subaru groans as he looks at his monitor.
このプログラムは何が何やらすごいことをやってるようには見えるけど、一目見たぐらいじゃ僕には理解できないな。
Maybe we're gonna need Frau for this. In other words, it's too advanced, even for Subaru. If even Subaru groans while looking at it, Akio and I would certainly get headaches if we tried.
このプログラムは誰が？まさか部長ですか？
まさか。
工事のフラウ。
誰です？
キルバラの作者。世間じゃフラウ幸次郎だと思われてた人。
Until the week before last, I didn't think twice about that name. I figured she was a man in his 20s or 30s.
本名は古郡コナ。この前うちの学校に引っ越してきた。
Yeah, I think for the sake of convenience, I'm just going to keep calling Kona as Frau because of the way I keep forgetting.
いや、東京から来た変な言葉遣いの女子がキルバラの作者。
That she is, and I see you've met her as well.
僕のクラスメイトですよ。
Well, this is all barrels of fun, isn't it?
ああ、そうなんだ。
転校初日に来て以来、一度も登校してきてませんが。
いきなり休んでるの？病弱なのかな？
Well, given the fact that she's holed up in the abandoned hotel, what do you think?
単なるサボりでしょ。見るからに人と接するのが苦手そうでしたし、引きこもっているんじゃないですか。
That she is.
でもその引きこもり女がキルバラのプログラムもその名誉部長のプログラムも書いた。名誉部長のプログラムについてはたった1日でね。
1日これを
Yeah, she's got some programming skills.
そのおかげで種子島マシンさんにはキルバラと同じ操縦方法を採用することができたわけなのだよ。これが本番直前だったんだから、部長のうちとしてはヒヤヒヤものだったけどね。
通りで側や設計はポンコツなのに中身だけ化け物なはずだ。
That it is.
謎がようやく解けましたよ。ロボ部の快進撃の秘密は部とは無関係な人間が組んでくれたプログラムのおかげだったと。
何それ。それじゃまるでうちや会が何にもしてないみたいじゃん。
部長は何かしたんですか？
したよ。そのプログラムを徹夜で実装したし。
Yeah, she did. She actually did help out with setting
種
things
子島
up.
マシンさんをオーバーホールしたのだってうちなんだから。
そうですか。
And she did.
そうなんだよ。9年間も動かしてなかったものだから整備も大変だったわけよ。
このプログラム M45 に流用してもいいですか？
You know, but as this conversation is going on, I probably should check the. I might as well check the tips now, I guess. KK, net slang originating in 2000, short for OK. PLS, net slang used in 2000, short for please. Trolling, net slang originating in 2000s. To post controversial opinions or false information for the purpose of provoking a reaction. The person who does this is called a troll. And finally, Dark Past. I'm more than familiar with this. Net slang used in the 2000s. An embarrassing part of your history that you would rather not talk about and that you wish was forgotten. You will inevitably bury your face into a pillow and kick your feet against the bed whenever you remember it. Also, on the subject of tips, let's check out Twipo again and see if something else has changed, which clearly has. Pile bunker is so epic. I haven't been able to play KB a lot lately. 3 hours a day doesn't even count as playing. Gonna choke, and that's it there. Summer is the season where people get all heated up. Either it's love or dreams. Young ones, would you like to fly through the clear blue sky? I will help you get there. Shigemi Yashio. Yeah. What do you have to say, Michi? Recently I've been having stomach pain. Must be from all the stress. What stress? If you're offering help, how about helping me? Buy a fry pan on your way home. Ours broke. Of course, my lovely wife. Is the Teflon covered one okay? And no new announcements and everything just yet. Oh well. No messages either. Akio looks puzzled for a moment, then grins.
パクるの？
Well, he needs to use it in order to integrate M45 with the control scheme.
そう言いたいのであればどうぞ。少なくとも僕にはキルバラのプログラムを組む技術はありませんから。
Yeah, which means we're going to have to get Frau to do it for us.
しかし M45 にはヤシオ先輩がオペレーターをするにあたってどうしてもキルバラ操縦システムを組み込んでおきたいんです。
So that's why he had me bring Tanagashi, the honorary prayers here.
コウジロフラウならすぐそこに住んでるから行ってみれば。
すぐそことは
駐車場の向かいの廃墟ホテル、あそこに住んでる。
そうなんですか。
Indeed. Subaru thinks to himself for a moment, puts down his Pokécom and runs off.
ちょっと行ってきます。
Good luck with that.
おやおや、アグレッシブなことで。
Well, looks like we're following him on his mad dash to meet Frau. Even at a jog, the abandoned hotel that Yashio Senpai spoke of takes less than 3 minutes to reach. Stationed at the entrance are brand new surveillance cameras and an intercom, completely out of place on this building, except if you're Frau Kujiro. I try pressing the intercom button. The ringing sound reverberates through the interior of the building. I guess the electricity is working. A reply comes quickly.
合言葉は？
Well, that's one way of making entry into this building now almost nigh impossible. Yeah, asking for a password that you clearly haven't given. Therefore, since we can't answer it, we can't enter. The girl's voice. I can't believe she actually lives in this abandoned building. People always say that geniuses tend to be eccentric weirdos. Does she have terrible tastes, or is she just an idiot? Judging by her words and actions on the day she transferred, she seems to be a gloomy person. But online it's a different matter. I hold back a sigh of exasperation.
はじめまして。古郡コナさん。君と同じクラスの日高。
Yeah, that was not the right move there. For some reason she hangs up immediately. I try pressing the button again. Why won't she answer? Because we screwed up. If the password is password of Kill Ballad, I'm gonna cry. Come on. No matter how many times I press the button, she won't answer. Well, this went about as well as I expected. She already responded once, so she can't possibly pretend she isn't home. But she can
本気で
ignore
引き
you.
こもりだっていうのか。
At a loss, I click my tongue gently. Yeah. It only takes about 10 minutes for Subaru to come back. He immediately starts his explanation again as if nothing happened. guessing Frau Kujiro didn't want anything to do with them. Which is correct.
さて、ヤシオ先輩には M45 の性能と世界大会での使用について説明しておくべきですね。
Yeah, just pretending the fact that you just completely failed there.
この前対戦したのである程度は分かっていると思いますが、彼はパワータイプのホビーロボです。
彼？
For a moment I have no idea what he's talking about, but I guess he means this robot. Huh, so he personifies them, huh?
機動性についてはバッサリ切り捨てました。パワー重視の戦い方を前提にした設計思想です。
So similar to Devil Stronger.
ロボ部の種子マシンさんとは正反対のコンセプトですね。基本は間合いに入ってきた対戦相手へのつかみ、投げが必勝パターンとなります。
マッチプレイでしょ。俺あんまり好きじゃないんだよな。格ゲーじゃ嫌う人多いから。
ロボワンにおいても積極的に攻めなければ注意されます。
決勝戦の時もスバルは怒られてたよね。
注意です。
怒られすぎると警告になって1ポイント失っちゃうんだよ。だからカイも気をつけてね。
怒られたのではなくて注意ですから。それにあれは僕だけでなく双方にもっと動けという注意ですから。ルールも把握してないとはさすがは三流ロボ部の部長ですね。
And we're back to this
おー、
again.
何その嫌味な言い方。
僕は事実を言ったまでですよ。
まあ今のは無神経なアキちゃんが悪いね。ミスタープレアデスのプライドを傷つけちゃいけない。
プレアデスと言わないでください。
にゃ？
あ、
Yeah. Subaru devolves into cat speak whenever he's nervous. Subaru's face turns bright red and he sighs to try and recollect himself.
マチ戦法のデメリット、間合いの狭さについては対策済みです。パイルバンカー、この前の決勝で見せた腕の特殊機構です。
There's a real pain in the ass.
あれ、やっぱりパイルバンカーって呼び方だったんだね。J バビロンはロケットパンチって言ってたけど。
パイルバンカーです。
だよね。それ以外の言い方はないよね。
当然です。
Obviously. What's with these two? They actually agree on this one point. Surprising, but there it is. Is the name really that important?
そういえばあのパイルバンカーやたら間合いが広かった気がするんだよな。こいつの腕の長さとは見合わないくらい。気のせい？
いえ、錯覚ではないと思います。パイルバンカー射出時には腰を90度ひねってるんですよ。これによりおよそ5センチは間合いが伸びます。
Exactly as you figured, Kaito.
パイルバンカーを装着したことによりミドルレンジでの攻撃が可能になりました。審判に怒られることもこれでなくなったわけです。ただこのパイルバンカーは連発すると凄まじくバッテリーの消費が激しい。
So that's why he only uses them twice.
そこで M45 はワイヤレス電源を採用しています。
ワイヤレスって普通じゃないかな。ポケコンの充電だってワイヤレスマットでやってるんだし。
The charger for Pokecoms is a pad only a few millimeters thin. Simply placing it on the pad charges it.
それは電磁誘導タイプと呼ばれるものですよ。
Subaru's tone is filled with contempt, like he's saying, "Why are you bringing up something so irrelevant?"
ワイヤレスではありますが、マットにほとんど触れているくらいの距離に置いておかないと充電できないでしょ。
Yeah, there is no such thing as wireless recharging.
M45 に採用しているものはそれとはタイプが違います。電場磁場共鳴型ですから。
Akio starts tilting her head mid-sentence. Of course, if Akio doesn't know what he's talking about, neither do I.
例えばトップレベルのオペラ歌手は自らの声を共鳴させてコップを割ったりすることもできる。そんな話を聞いたことはありませんか？
I think only a few people are actually capable of doing that.
ありません。
同じく。
それ必殺技みたいなもの？
部長はアニメの見過ぎです。何が必殺技ですか？誰を殺すつもりか教えてください。
そんなムキにならなくてもいいでしょ。じゃあ教えてよ、どんな仕組みなのか。
共鳴だと言ってるじゃないですか。声も音も空気を振動させることによるエネルギーなんです。
So we get to learn about resonance waves. Or sound waves. Oh boy, I'm already lost. I really don't care about any of this. Can I play Kill Ballad instead? Typical Kaito.
そしてあらゆる物体には固有振動数というものが存在します。物体に振動エネルギーを外から与えた場合、固有振動数が近ければ近いほどその物体も強く振動してしまう。それが共鳴、あるいは共振と呼ばれる現象です。さっきの例で言うなら、物体がコップで外からの振動エネルギーがオペラ歌手の声ですね。オペラ歌手はコップと全く同一の固有振動数を声により探り当てた。その結果コップは割れた。
ほほう。でもそれうちにもできそうなもんだけどな。
Not quite.
オペラ歌手と同じ声量を部長が出せると。
あ、そっか。声の大きさも重要なんだね。
Well, at least Akio gets that concept.
声量が大きければ大きいほどエネルギーも強大になるんです。コップを割ってしまうほどにね。
でも M45 にはそんな音を出す装置は積んでなかったような。
オペラ歌手の話は単に共振のことを説明するための例です。それをそのままワイヤレス電源に当てはめないでくれますか？ワイヤレス電源は距離の離れた2つのコイルを共振装置として使うものです。
Coil, copper wire rolled up into a spiral. Was pretty straightforward. And there's a diagram. The coil's right there.
送信側のコイルに電流を流すことで 周囲の電場と磁場を共振させる。
Now we're learning about fields. Electric field. The area around electrically charged elementary particles that become electrically charged due to the influence of said particles. That affected area is known as an electric field and magnetic field. A vortex-esque field that appears around an electric current. The Earth itself has its own large magnetic field. This is how the needle of a compass always points north regardless of direction. A definite answer as to why the Earth possesses a magnetic field has not yet been found, but there have been many theories.
これにより受信側コイルにも電流が流れるという仕組みです。搭載している蒸気ット社製のワイヤレス電源なら送受信機が20メートル以上離れていても問題なく共振する性能があります。ワイヤレス電源を使うメリットは3つ。M45 にとって一番大きいのはさっきも言ったように試合中の電池切れの心配がなくなること。電源オンの時は常時電流を送り続けるようになっていますからね。
As long as it's on.
いついかなる時だろうと心置きなくパイルバンカーを連射できます。2つ目はメンテナンスのしやすさ。電池交換の必要がなくなるので地味に作業量が減って助かります。そして最後に熱暴走がなくなったことですね。電池と違って熱がこもらないんです。ホビーロボにおいては熱は意外と強敵ですから、ボディが歪むなんてことはザラで、それが故障や不具合の原因になることもよくありました。重量は普通のバッテリーより少し重いくらいなんですがね。そのデメリットを差し引いてでもワイヤレス電源の搭載は必須だったんですよ。
なんか宣伝されてるみたいだね。そのワイヤレス電源欲しくなっちゃったよ。でもお高いんでしょ？
Probably very expensive.
ホビーロボ用ですからせいぜい数万円ですよ。
Very expensive.
せいぜい数万？うちは毒に数千円払うのさえヒーヒー言ってるのに。
Akio closes in on Subaru. Her eyes look bloodshot.
そんな大金どこで手に入れたの？答えなさいスバル。
ロボワンの優勝賞金ですが。
Indeed.
あ、そう。
And just like that, Akio is despondent.
賞金か。賞金ね。いいなあ、自由に使えて。
I guess she still hasn't let go of that. Not that it's got anything to do with me. Of course not, Kaito.
さて
Of course not.
難しい話は終わった？
With things sounding about done, I make the conscious decision to cut in. Who cares about the mechanical details?
さっさと俺に関係ある話をしてよ。いつまでもダラダラと話に付き合ってられない。
It's taking up my precious kill ballad time.
世界大会ではこの M45 をヤシオ先輩に操縦してもらいます。基本的な軌道については変更するつもりはありません。なので戦い方はヤシオ先輩の方で M45 に合わせてもらうことになります。
DLC の追加機体って考えればいいわけでしょ。なんとかするよ。
Yeah, Kaito's still using fighting game terminology and everything. Or just video game terminology. DLC, downloadable content. Digital content made available via the internet and other networks. The term is mainly used for video games, but it applies to movies and music as well.
ここで問題が一つ。ヤシオ先輩用の仕様として M45 にもキルバラの操縦システムを採用しようと思っていたんですが。
Yeah, now that brings us back to the snag.
まさか本物のキルバラの作者がプログラムを書いているとは思ってもみませんでした。おかしいと思ったんです。どう見てもチャランポランでいい加減なロボ部の2人にはキルバラに似たプログラムを組み込むなんてできるわけがないので。
カイ、後輩にバカにされてるよ。
I think you're involved in this as well.
アキちゃんもね。
野郎の刑に処するか。
From the corners of my eyes, I see Akio menacingly wiggling her fingers on both hands. I sigh.
さっきコウジロフラウに会いに行ったじゃん。なんて言ってた？
イルスを使われました。
Ah, I see. So you didn't even get to talk to her. Well, that's not entirely true.
プログラムは彼女のものなわけですから、同意を得られない限り使うことはできません。
Not to mention the fact that you can't even use it at all without her expertise.
協力してもらえなかった場合、キルバラ操縦システムは諦めるしかない。
おいおい、約束が違うんじゃない？俺はキルバラと同じ操作方法じゃなきゃ大会には出ないよ。そもそもそれじゃなきゃ操縦もできないし。
ヤシオ先輩はフルゴーリとは知り合いなんですか？
知り合いってほどじゃない。たまにネット上でチャットしたことがあるくらい。ダメ元でキルバラのソースをくれって頼んだら、なぜかホビーロボ用にアレンジしたプログラムを1日で作ってくれたのさ。
あの時は本当に助かったな。
Indeed she
あ、
was.
そういえばうちその人にまだお礼言ってない。
別にしなくていいんじゃない？
ヤシオ先輩、フルゴーリを説得してもらえませんか？僕じゃ相手にされないので。
ああ、めんどくさいよ。
お願いします。それともまた勝負しますか？
He got you there, Kaito. Subaru's good enough that if we fought 100 matches, I'd probably lose thrice. Now the word's given enough time, he's in a position where he could get me to do anything. I'm gonna really have to start setting some rules.
イルスを1回使われたぐらいでめげちゃいけないな。もう少しは努力しなよ。俺だって君には善意で付き合ってやってるんだから。俺の方も一応話は聞いてみるけどさ。
お願いします。
あのさ、もしプログラム使っちゃダメって言われたらどうするの？
俺は出ないよ。
Yeah, pretty much.
じゃあロボワンには出ずにガンツクワン作りに専念を。
それはないけどね。
ヤシオ先輩が出られないなら僕が一人で出場するだけです。
Yeah, I figured as much.
でもガンツクワンのことを忘れないでくれないかな。早く取り掛からないと万博に間に合わないよ。
俺にパイロットをやらせるって話を却下するなら考えてあげてもいい。
僕の提案した案を採用してもらえるなら9月以降はたまに手伝ってあげてもいいです。
Akio hits me with her usual hair-ruffling attack and then distances herself from us.
二人とも人ごとすぎだよもう
なんです今の。
Pet no mind, Subaru.
八つ当たりみたいなものだよ。君も気をつけなよ。
はあ、ナンセンスですね。
まあね。
I bitterly smile and fix up my hair. Subaru faces me and offers me a controller.
少し動かしてみますか。キルバラシステムは入れてませんが。
いや、だったらいいや。
I then turn to look at M45. I ask one of the questions that's been on my mind since ROBO-ONE.
あのパイルバンカーさ、照準はどうやってたの？
照準なんて必要ありませんよ。一直線上に相手が来たら射出するだけです。
Y 軸調整は？
The y-axis up and down. M45 and the honorary press have totally different heights. It's not just the honorary press either. Hobby robots come in all shapes and sizes. When facing a short hobby robot, if M45 leveled its arm horizontally and fired, there's a good chance it would whiff.
試合前に次の対戦相手の大まかな高さを調べて調整を。パイルバンカー打撃時に腕を前方へ伸ばすわけですが、その角度を固定してしまうんです。
それじゃあ距離によっては当たらない可能性だってあるじゃん。
だからこそ使用はミドルレンジに限定してるんですよ。
Well, nothing is perfect. Everything has a disadvantage. I get it now.
こいつの頭にカメラつけて FPS 視点にすれば、そしたらキルバラみたいに照準も定められる。
そこまで高度なシステムを導入してもプログラムが複雑になるだけです。それに FPS 視点は視界が圧倒的に狭い。後方視界を自分から捨てるのはありえません。普通にリングを俯瞰してみた方が状況を把握しやすいでしょう。あらゆる意味でナンセンスです。
Yeah, you just have to get used to it. I spend who knows how many hours a day fighting in a first-person perspective.
まあ、パイルバンカーの射出スピードなら細かく狙う必要なんてないか。あんなの誰も避けられないしね。
Also, given the fact that you're pretty much standing over the ring, you can basically see anyway, so peripheral vision, yeah.
何？
Subaru gives me a probing look. There was one person that dodged it.
でもヤシオ先輩はそのパイルバンカーをかわした。
まあね。
Indeed. He probably wants to know about my attack.
あの時の反応速度は尋常じゃありませんでした。ナンセンスの一言で済むものじゃない。聞いてもいいですか？あの時一体何をしたのか。
It's a complicated story.
答えたくはない。
I don't want to think about my attacks, and I certainly don't want to talk about them. You can't ignore them forever, especially since they keep happening at certain periods. If I could, I'd make them go away forever right here and now. But it's already been 9 years since the accident, huh? We're gonna have to learn more about the Amone at some point. Sorry, the anemone mass fainting incident, the anemone. That's what they called it in the newspaper headlines. The MF Anemone was a ferry linking Kagoshima Harbor to Tanegashima's Nishinomote Harbor. 9 years ago, on September 11th, 2010, the same day that the TNSC launched the H-2A Rocket Flight 18, an incident occurred. About 30 minutes before arriving at Nishinomote, the 110 passengers and crew members began complaining about feeling ill. Within minutes, everyone aboard the ferry suddenly lost consciousness. For about 30 minutes, the ship was left running and drifted deep into the East China Sea. Fortunately, most of the people woke up, and thanks to the captain's spot-on orders, the ship returned to its course without any major incidents. No fatalities reported. It safely arrived at Nishinomote 1 hour behind schedule. There were no fatalities, so it was barely covered by the media. However, no matter how much the police investigated, the cause of the mass fainting remains unknown. In addition, some of the passengers were left with serious side effects. That's me and Akio. We're both on board. At the time, we were just 4th graders in elementary school. It was normal at our school to ride the ferry between Kagoshima and Tanegashima for ship field trips. It was a Saturday and there was supposed to be a rocket launch that night, so I really didn't want to go. We were going to head to Kagoshima in the morning, sightsee to Kagoshima for half a day, and then return via Anemone at night. After the accident, Akio was left unconscious for 2 days and me for 3, so Kaito was knocked up for an extra day. Mizune said that everyone thought we'd never wake up, but somehow Akio and I miraculously came back. What about everyone else? And why didn't Misaki end up unconscious? There were a lot of unknowns at this point. Since then, me and Akio have had what we call slow-mo and fast-forward. These attacks are our after effects. What about the other passengers? What are they going through right now? There are others who were left with after effects too. Our ages all vary, as do the types of attacks. Things ranging from mild insomnia to serious memory loss. There's no consistency or relation in the symptoms. Doctors call it elephant-mouse syndrome, apparently again that sort of weirdly unrelated name. For me, 1 second in reality is expanded to about 30 seconds of perception. From the outside, my reflexes seem superhuman. According to the doc, during slow-mo, only 1 second passes, but my heart rate jumps up tens of times over the norm. Simply put, it beats about 30 times in a single second, which it isn't supposed to do. Nobody's really sure how that alters my perception though. Akio's fast forward is the exact opposite. Her heart only beats 3 times in 30 seconds. The cause and cure are both unknown. The doctors just kinda gave up after a while. The Anemone started suffering a series of serious malfunctions after the accident, so it was scrapped about 1 year later. It's rare for ferries to be junked before the end of their lifespan like that, so some think that's proof that the MF Anemone was a fault. But the truth remains in the dark. Geez, there are so many unknowns that I want to laugh at how annoying it is.
先輩大丈夫ですか？
Define okay in this situation, Subaru.
何が？
急に黙り込んだので。
Subaru doesn't look remotely worried with a sour expression. Frankly, I'd be a bit more creeped out if he was worried.
君のせいで嫌なことを思い出しちゃってたんだよ。
そうですか。でもあくまで教えるつもりはないと。
少なくとも必殺技なんかじゃないとだけ言っておくよ。あと、アキちゃんにもこのことは聞くの禁止ね。
部長にも関係があると。
これ以上聞くなら、フレアデスの正体を学校中に言いふらす。
Looks like that's that.
あの超反応は任意ですか？それとも偶然ですか？
偶然というのが正しいかな。
そうですか。では戦術としては考えないことにします。
Probably for the best, although, having said that, there's no guarantee that it won't occur during the matches again. Looks like he doesn't intend on digging any deeper. Though, yeah. He would probably realize that it would probably compromise the championships. Really helps that he's so understanding on this.
M45 にキルバラシステム実装したら教えてよ。それまで俺は手伝うつもりはないから。
Yep, that's Kaito for you. Unless it's cool ballad, he doesn't want to know. That's what I've always done up until now, so if I could give Subaru special treatment, Akio would have my hair.
それと、君と話してると少し息苦しいんだよね。真面目すぎじゃない？アキちゃんみたいに適度に能天気な方がよっぽどいい。
Oops, I accidentally said what I was thinking.
僕としては先輩たちの能天気さにはヘドが出ますけどね。
そりゃどうも。
It's kind of refreshing to have someone be so nasty, so I end up laughing at his words. Looks like Kaito has managed to win another victory and kill Ballard to cleanse his palate of the defeat handed to him by Subaru. That is going to be it for this episode of Let's Play Robotics Notes Elite, and when we return, yeah, I'll just have to see whether or not Frau is willing to even talk to us, much less modify M45 the same way as the Honorary Prez. As always, until next we meet.